the answer is always yes when we ask to park. Safest place to stay. You don't want to get that knock on the door.
Water and electric is actually free.
Now, we just released a video on our go-to place to stop overnight in the RV other than Walmart, and that was Cracker Barrel. And if you haven't seen that video, I will link to that in the description below. But a lot of people commented, maybe yourself, on what other places can we stay at other than Cracker Barrel, because they are not maybe in every part of the country. And the good news is there are lots and lots of other places that we actually prefer a lot more to stay than at Walmart, and I think they're actually safer than Walmart in a lot of cases and not as noisy. And as we have reported in our other Walmart videos, that Walmarts are becoming harder and harder to find, Walmarts that actually allow parking in their lots. And if we come together as a community of RVers, nomads, van lifers, and truck drivers, share this information, take care of these privileges and each of these places, leave them better than the way we found them, then we can keep this and maybe keep developing other places to stay. So I'm going to share as many of the places that I have heard about. A lot of these I have not stayed at yet, but I invite you to comment and share on the ones that you have stayed at, and let us know what your most creative overnight free parking spot for an RV has been, and share those in the comments below as well. I'm Tom, and this is EnjoyTheJourney.Life. And if you are brand new to our channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, ding that little bell. You will be notified when we release a brand new video. Now, most of these spots I'm going to be sharing are a one-night stay only, just for a quick rest and to get back on the road going to your destination. They're not like for multiple days, not for camping, so to speak. And if they are, I will definitely point them out. And a lot of these depend on location. As we've spoken about Walmart, some states allow it, or some localities allow it, and others don't. And it really comes down to the local regulations, some of the city ordinances that affect whether overnight parking is allowed or not. And so in all of these other cases, a lot of them, it's gonna, in some places it's gonna be okay, and in some places it's not. So if you ask, that is the best advice, to always ask ahead of time. And there are a few people that would recommend not asking, that management at a particular location doesn't want to be bothered by that. And we can kind of see that point as well. Now, if you don't ask, the answer will not be no, and we're not going to recommend that, because as I have spoken about before, you don't want to get that knock on the door late at night that you need to leave, or you get a ticket. We've heard of that. Or you might get some kind of a boot that you have to pay maybe up to $500 to have removed from your vehicle. And if you have heard of things like that happening, please share that below, so fellow RVers and travelers out there will know what places to avoid for sure. And these are not necessarily in any particular order, but the first one I'm going to talk about is casinos. It's been a while since we have stayed at a casino, but they often have regular campgrounds that you can pay at, but also free parking for RVs, and sometimes more than one night, just depending on the individual casino. And what we've done is actually have found some with even partial free hookups, or if you sign up for like a players club, you can get some free gambling dollars and free food coupons. Actually, one stay a few years ago, I walked away ahead. I won between $50 and $100. I think it got some free food, sign up for the players card. That was pretty awesome.
Yeah, this casino is just a parking lot with water and electric. Normally 25 bucks a night. Passport America does it at 15, and then it's actually free if you sign up for their player's card, which I plan to do. Another reminder, casinos are a great place to stay when you're on the road. They can be really cheap or free, you know, if you maybe jump through some hoops, sign up for the Players Club or whatever that looks like.
And there's not necessarily a lot of casinos, but if you keep them on your radar, and actually you can check out the website casinocamper.com, actually has, I think, a very complete listing, and I will put the link to that website down in the description below so you can check that out as well. And the second one I'm going to mention is Planet Fitness, because Cherie and I are members of Planet Fitness, and we have actually spent the night at a Planet Fitness before in Montana. That was during our 30-day challenge, and I will link to that series of videos down in the description below.
Here we are, first time ever boondocking at a Planet Fitness.
We did ask a Planet Fitness employee if it was okay, and she said no problem. And what's, of course, is great about Planet Fitness is you can work out. They've got a great workout facility plus showers, and so you can get cleaned up. It's just a perfect overnight spot to stay at. And of course, maybe any 24-hour gym would be an option for that as well. So if you have done this, comment below, or if you've used another 24-hour fitness place, make sure you mention that below in the comments. And the next place I will mention is Cabela's. Cherie and I have also stayed at a Cabela's before up in Minnesota. And the cool thing about Cabela's and a lot of these locations, they will be found or can be found in the All Stays app. That is an app that you can sign up below. There's a link in the description, and we appreciate it when you use our links because that does help support the channel. And on the All Stays app, you will find Cabela's, and they are large sporting goods stores, and I think other big box sporting goods stores would be a possibility as well, like Dick's Sporting Goods, and there's just a bunch of other names out there, but we have only tried Cabela's so far. But the cool thing about Cabela's is they also, or a lot of them also have dump stations that you can dump for free or a fee. I think it might depend on if you are a member of their frequent buyer club or not. So look into that. So the next place on the list is Boondockers Welcome, and this is a yearly membership. There is a link below in the description for this as well. And we have used this up in Montana. It's actually an awesome program. And Boondockers Welcome hosts are usually fellow travelers, fellow RVers that have a sticks and bricks set up with a spot, or sometimes spots for multiple RVs just for dry camping. But actually, if you have electrical and water and even sewer available, now it is expected that you give a small gift, and that may be something that you have, you make, maybe a craft or cash. So it's maybe not completely free, but I think it needs to be mentioned here because it is another possible location. And another spot that we have used is grocery stores. The example I have is Food Lion in Summerville, South Carolina.
Spent the night here at the Food Lion, which is perfect. They don't allow 18-wheelers in here, and a little bit of road noise. Wear the earplugs, it's fine.
And we just asked management, and they said no problem. And so if you've tried grocery stores, let us know in the comments which ones have allowed that, and it was a great quick overnight spot. We have also stayed in a Lowe's parking lot or behind a Cracker Barrel. We're not really sure if it was officially Lowe's parking or if it was Cracker Barrel parking, but Lowe's and other big box hardware stores is another possibility that might work for you as well.
First time staying at a Lowe's
parking lot, which is actually behind a Cracker Barrel. So how lows can you go? And we're also going to throw in there driveway surfing at a friend's place, maybe a relative. If you've got your friends and relatives scattered around where you're going to be traveling, they have a big enough driveway, I mean, why not? That is certainly a possible place to stay at. Now, these next two locations are really our last choices that we have actually stayed at, and the first one is truck stops. And the reason, a couple of reasons why truck stops I think are about equal to Walmart, maybe even a little less desirable than Walmart, is well, first of all, truckers are friends that are truckers out there. We appreciate what you guys are doing out there, hauling all the goods around the country that we of course need to purchase. We appreciate you guys, and we're kind of in this together. And a lot of truck stops really need to be, I think, reserved for truckers to park overnight. And they are also in the same battle as we are, looking for places to stay. So if RVs have taken up a bunch of spaces at a truck stop like a Love's, a Pilot, Flying J, TA, for example, then the trucks may have a harder time getting the rest that they need before they get on the road. But I'm also going to mention the diesel fumes, because I have stayed at a truck stop before, and the bedroom got filled up with diesel fumes like in the middle of the night. We had to get going like before it got light outside, because it was just terrible. The fumes were toxic, and that's just the nature of staying at a truck stop. It would be a last choice to stay at a truck stop. And the next one almost has the same issues. It's a rest stop, because the RV parking, of course, is the same as the truck parking at a rest stop. And we have done that on the way south here in Florida. Not lately, I think it was last year. And oh, just loud all night long, and diesel fumes there as well. Plus, rest areas, I feel, is another place that truckers really need a lot of the spaces to stay at. As well as, I'm going to link to an article that says the varying rules around staying at a rest stop, because there are rest stops that actually do not allow overnight parking. Kind of blows our minds, because it's called a rest stop, and you would think if someone's tired, whether it's a truck driver, an RVer, or anybody in their car, they should be allowed to sleep and get the rest they need and get back on the road. So why they wouldn't allow that in some places is beyond me, because I don't think anybody wants to live at a rest stop if that's what they're worried about. So that rounds out the ones that we have tried. Now I have a long list of places that other people have suggested, some research that we've done. We found a great article that we will link to in the description as well, that talks about some of these other locations. I'm going to run through all of them, and again, we really want your feedback on them. And the first one on this list of places we have not stayed at is Kmart. And actually, we heard that Kmart was actually the very first retailer to allow free parking for RVers. We kind of thought it was Walmart, but actually, according to this article, it was Kmart. So that is a possibility as well. And this next one, we have a membership, but we have not tried it yet. And that's Harvest Hosts, or wine docking. And this sounds awesome. It's a small yearly membership fee, and there's a link below in the description, but you can stay at wineries, breweries, farms, museums, all kinds of interesting places. And this may be a little bit like Boondockers Welcome, where it's not entirely free, that you are expected to make a purchase. Let's see, purchase a bottle of wine to stay the night. I don't see a problem here. So you do want to, with all of these establishments that we've been talking about, is purchase something there. Don't just look for a freebie, completely free spot to stay there. But if it is a retail establishment, that purchasing some needed items there to reciprocate. And as I have mentioned in our other videos, we want RVs and fellow travelers to be known as the best patrons of these establishments, so that the answer is always yes when we ask to park. And next is Sam's Club. Now I know Sam's Club is owned by Walmart, but they have their own management, and it's been reported some people have been able to park at Sam's Club. And if you have, let us know. It's something we have not tried yet. And this is a new one that I just heard about that people are using. It's shopping malls. I guess some RVers have had success with that. Shopping malls have huge parking lots that are obviously empty at night. So that's another interesting one that you could try. Certainly, again, talking to the shopping mall management to make sure it's okay. I want to make sure I add Bass Pro Shops because that is also listed in the All Stays app. And although we have not used it yet, but that's one of the large, I guess I would call it outdoors stores slash sporting goods stores, just huge locations. And we hear that, I don't know if it's all of them or just some of them, but that those are also available for RVers to stay at overnight. We also hear that Costco and Sears and other big box retailers are possibilities as well. Check with management on those to see if those are available. There's a few more locations also in the All Stays app, and that's the Elks Lodge and Moose Lodges, and those are clubs throughout the country. And if you are a member, it's our understanding that you can stay overnight. And again, we have not taken advantage of that. We're not sure about the membership requirements, but if you have done that, definitely make a comment below and let us know how that works and what the membership is like. And if you are a member of the military or a former member of the military, I have seen that some campgrounds actually will offer 1 to up to 3 days free for military members, so that is something to watch for as well. Apparently some camping worlds do allow overnight parking, and the extent of what we've done at Camping World is to basically fill up, I think, a water tank, and they also have a dump station as well. And I believe that stuff is free if you're a member of Good Sam, because Good Sam owns Camping World, and or they're all one company. So look for those camping worlds while you're on the road as well. Now this might be one of the most unusual places we have heard at, but the article I'm linking to in the description below actually talked about checking with the local police station, give them a call or stop by and ask them where you can legally and safely park for the night. That great idea, but they also suggested that the police station, that the officers might just allow you to stay right there. Now that's a cool idea. It would certainly be the safest place to stay at. But wow, if anybody has done this, definitely we want to know, because so far I think that's the most creative idea I have heard. But we want to know what your most creative idea is. And actually we're going to get into some of those right now. So we have had people suggest movie theaters, churches, arenas, hospitals, and hotels. And if you have used these, definitely let us know below in the comments. And the last one on my list is bankrupt stores. So I guess big box stores that maybe went out of business, that have a large parking lot. I don't know about the safety and security of that, but if you want to try that, definitely it's a stay at your own risk, like all of these locations are. And if you want to watch more of our videos, you can do that right here by clicking on the link above there. And thanks so much for watching. If you can't tell, it's warm out here. It's somewhere in the mid 80s, so I'm sweating just a little bit, so, you know, but I'm gonna run with it because I want to get you guys the content. I think it might be it is so warm out here, I think I'm gonna go jump in that water and finish this video later. I'm out of here.